Welcome back to Talk Tottenham. Let's predict the Spurs starting lineup that Ange Postecoglou will pick to take on Arsenal at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in the North London derby on Sunday. Now, in goal, it picks itself. Fraser Forster's injured. Vicario is our number one and has been superb all season, and we'll need him on top form again on Sunday. In the back four, we have a problem. Destiny Udogie is injured, so it's what do we do to fix that? Now, on the other side of the back four, Porro was a doubt, but he is fit. So I expect Porro to remain at right back, and normally Romero, Van de Ven as the centre halves. And it's a question of who comes in for Udogie. Now, the obvious option, with Sessegnon also, of course, injured, is to bring in Ben Davies, reliable left back. Of course, not as explosive as Udogie, not as good on the ball, not as good as driving forward, but he's a dependable defender. But with how well Udogie performed at the Emirates to battle against Bukayo Saka and kind of nullify a lot of his threat, as well as be good on the ball, will Ange do something different than bring in Ben Davies? He could go for Mickey van der Ven, who has similar explosive qualities to Udogie, to counteract one of Arsenal's biggest threats in Saka. And then that would allow him to bring in Dragusin at centre-half. I think that Ange will go with Davies at left-back and not disrupt his favoured centre-half partnership. Now, in midfield, this is quite tricky to predict. Skipp's out injured, but we have a lot of options there. And to be honest, none of them are in particularly great form. We have Bissouma, who is the first choice in Ange's eyes in our number 6 role, and we have Maddison, who's first choice in the 10 role. I would expect Ange to go with these two again. It's who he picks more often than not. If they're available, almost always he'll choose those two in those roles, but we really need to see more of them in such a massive game. Then it leaves the number 8 position. Bentancur has obviously suffered terrible injuries this season and struggled to keep fit after some horrific challenges on him. All being equal, you'd expect Bentancur to play there, although with Hojbjerg, with Sarr, even Lo Celso, there's a lot of competition. Sarr would give us more energy, more ability to press with his box-to-box desire, but Bentancur, who when he's fully fit also gives us a lot of energy, he does take care of the ball better. Now, if we go back to our last match, which was a horror show at St James's Park, our midfield was totally overrun, so there's no information almost that Ange can use positively to say, well, these players played well in a hostile environment against a good side, let's go with the same. He has to rethink it, and he's had 2 weeks to prepare for this game, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. I think he'll go with who I think are his 3 favoured midfielders when everyone's in top form: Bissouma, Bentancur and Maddison, and hope they show a performance that their quality shows they can do, but their recent form, in our last game especially, was unacceptable. Then we get on to the front 3. Now, the one player that is certain to start is Son, but where he starts isn't certain. Now, Son's been leading the line as our number 9 the last few games in the absence of Richarlison. Richarlison is finally back now from injury. He had a knee problem and he's over it. Now, will Ange throw him straight into the starting lineup? Is there a risk? But in such a big game, we need Richarlison. We need our number 9 to play. Before he had all these injury issues, he had a fantastic form spell where he couldn't stop scoring goals. His all-round play was good. His work rate was superb. We need that Richarlison, because against Saliba and Gabriel, we know they're going to be aggressive, they're going to be physical. And that's really not Son's game. Richarlison would have a chance to really compete with them, ruffle their feathers, and allow Sonny to come off the left and run in behind with more space. So I'm going to go with Richarlison as the number 9, assuming he's fit enough to play from the start, and Son off the left. And then there's the headache of the right-hand side. Now, normally, Kulusevski would be the option here, especially in a big game. We know Kulusevski can turn up for us on the big occasion, but his recent form, much like a lot of our players, has not been good enough, and he has lost his place on the right-hand side to Brennan Johnson. He also couldn't get back inside on the left with Timo Werner keeping him out. And if it's going to be Son on the left and Rich down the middle, there's 3 players, not 4 because Solomon's injured still, there's 3 players vying for that one spot on the right-hand side. If we want more control, more experience, and more knowledge of how to press and deal with these big games, it would be Kulusevski. But I think that there's an opportunity down Arsenal's left-hand side. That is their weakness defensively. We know Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel will be 3 of their back 4, guaranteed, and goalkeeper. But on their left is more uncertainty. If Timber was fully fit, he'd play there. Maybe Arteta will spring a surprise and start him. But otherwise, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu and Kivior have not convinced at left back. So we really need to exploit that if we have any chance of winning the game. For me, our most on-form winger has been Brennan Johnson on that right-hand side. He can really cause problems. So for me, Ange will go with Brennan Johnson with Kulusevski and Werner's options off the bench when we need them. What do you all think? Who do you think Ange is going to go for, and who would you pick? Check out Ange's pre-match press conference and my team news video via the links in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, come on you Spurs.